Hi guys, today we're going to talk about probably the biggest mistake when it comes to shot selection for newer players to paddle, and that is the passing shot. Now this is something that is very common for tennis players when they come to the paddle court, because in tennis it's quite common when the opponent comes to net that you try and go for a passing shot. It makes sense, especially in singles. There's one person, they're trying to cover the whole court. But there are two main problems with that in paddle. First of all, you're hitting against two players with a width of 10 meters. So each player only has to cover 5 meters themselves, and even less when you consider that it's coming from an angle usually. And secondly, even if you do hit a great passing shot, you need to hit it with such speed to get it past your opponents that that ball will then bounce off that back glass and will still be in play for your opponents anyway.
This point is a good example of how difficult it is for Bella and Lima to try and hit past Sanyo and Paquito. They're hitting to all angles of the court, even a lob, and the guys are able to retain that net position. The only time that the passing shot goes past them is when Paquito leaves it, and you can see how high that bounces off the back glass so that he can attack it.
To give you an illustration, I'm standing in the middle of my court now, so I've got to cover 2.5 meters either side. And I can do that with one lunge to touch the fence and one lunge this side to the center. And you'll see that if my opponents try and pass me, they have to hit such a small target at such a fast speed that it's too high risk. Padel is all about being consistent and not making unnecessary mistakes. So for them to go for a passing shot, they could easily make a mistake where they don't need to. Their objective is to try and get the net. So either they want to hit down to my feet and then come forward, or they want to lob me and so I have to move back, giving them a chance to come to the net. So the point of this video is to say that really, unless you hit down to the feet and you come forward and you hit a volley angle, that is really the only successful way to pass your opponents at net. The general passing shot from tennis is not applicable in paddle.
The main exception at the back is when you've been lobbed and that ball bounces off that back glass. If you can get behind it and attack it and hit the ball accurately, is another time that you could pass your opponent.
If you've come from tennis, please check out the playlist, which is Tennis to Paddle, where I illustrate 7 or 8 videos that go through all the differences between the two sports. Please subscribe, like the video, and I hope to see you on the next one.